Hey everybody, Wisdom here. It is 12:15, kind of early for me. Early Thursday morning, late Wednesday night, whichever you prefer, the 18th of September here. I have been busy working on a lot of personal stuff outside of this. I've got tons of videos that need to be released. Just have not quite had the time. Got word today I should be expecting something pretty cool in the mail, so stay tuned for that. I think I may know what it is, could be wrong. But either way, I'm excited about it. Also of note, tonight, a little bit earlier tonight, my nephew and I recorded episode 5 in our Minecraft Xbox One PvP series. Episodes 1 through 4 up on YouTube. I just haven't released them, made them public yet. May wind up waiting on him as well. But nonetheless, you know the drill here. We're going to come in and we're actually going to upgrade Thornhorn Camo now. Thornhorn Camo. I took that guy through... might have been Undercover Greebles on Nightmare mode, totally box stock. He just obliterated all of my friend scores. I don't know, I mean, he's just a beast, and I mean, it was level 1 box stock. I think by the time I got done playing a couple rounds of it, he's up to 7 or so. Maybe higher than that, I don't know. But what I have here is not Thornhorn Camo. This is Series 1 Castaway SSA, good old-fashioned Life Element Dragon Camo. Now, the reason I've got him here, I don't have 2 Thornhorn Camos. As such, I can't come in and buy the upgrades one by one. That said, Vine Virtuoso is what I took this guy down. Now, I was kind of interested in Melon Master, but the issue was I have, or had, still have, and had SSA on the Nintendo Wii. There was an issue, which again a lot of you probably weren't playing in the game at the time. Maybe you've since found this out, but on the Wii there was an issue with the Melon Master path where it wouldn't function correctly, like you wouldn't get credit for the attack damage, I think, something along those lines. And it basically dictated that you should take Vine Virtuoso. That's what I did. For whatever reason, I have quite the affinity for Life Element Skylanders that have a defensive strategy. Shroom Boom is fixed in Swap Force and Giants. His path would have been epic, but it had an issue. Just like Thorn or Camo and SSA, he had problems. Zook did not. Floral Defender, is that the path? I think Floral Defender is a defensive path. Sometimes the paths don't correlate with how I would name them, but I think Floral Defender down with Zook is one of my favorite paths in the game. It's just really unique and it's super underrated. And it just makes sense for the character. That's kind of what I thought I'd do here. I was thinking the vines are okay, but I kind of like the primary attack, you know, the Sunblast. That's what I seem to use the most, so then it makes sense to do Melon Master. This is something crazy. I have never seen anything this blatant, which I was taking Melon Master anyway because I haven't taken it in the past, but strategy guide, and I quote, this is under the Wow Pow. If nothing else sways your upgrade path choice, then consider how much Explosive Harvest benefits all the upgrades found in the Melon Master path, and then think about how many Super Melons you would be missing out on. Go Melon Master path. Usually it's you know, something along the lines of, you know, this path offers this, but this path offers that, you know, and it's just kind of vague and ambiguous. You get like, well, this upgrades your, you know, ranged attack, and this upgrades your close quarter, something along those lines. This blatantly tells you, go Melon Master. Now, it's following suit in that, in the little bio here, it's in bold too, and it says, let's see here, Firecracker Vines improved quite a bit with upgrades, but remains unpredictable and hard to control, so they're knocking Vine Virtuoso. And then Melon Master, they say Melon Fountain takes on added importance in Swap Force since it ties into Camo's Wow Pow ability. Now, I don't know if he was one of the first characters. Maybe they said, like, man, we really should have had him in Giants. We got to bring this guy back. He was a fan favorite. There's been so much clamor for him. And this was pinned early. I don't know if it was like, hey, who's our other life going to be? And they added him late. But whoever did this, it is written from a total different perspective than you usually see with these. So I find that very interesting. Again, you can I don't make this stuff up. You can get the strategy guide, read it yourself. Like I said, I was going to take Melon Master anyway because I've never gotten to take it since he didn't come back in Giants. But this literally tells you to do that. Now, as such, I'm a bit of a rebel and I don't like being told what to do. As soon as I can land a deal and pick up a second Thornhorn Camo, I'm going to do that, and I'm going to take him down to Vine Virtuoso just because. That's how I do things. So that said, Vine Virtuoso, that's what Camo has here. That's where the whole story spins back to. Marshall Bounty. That one is firecracker vines create even more explosive melons. To me, you can confirm this when you watch the videos. I'm not going to take the time to pause it because time is a sweet, sweet commodity to me. So I get roughly 7. I'm not too concerned about it. I know what damage they do. Second upgrade down Vine Virtuoso, Peppers of Potency. Firecracker vines do even more increased damage. I'm getting like 25, 38. And then lastly, Proliferation. What this does, where you were only creating 1 vine before, you're now creating 2. It's probably the most important down that path. Camo is an absolute beast just using his primary. He's fairly quick. He does a ton of damage. His Soul Gem has healing effects. That's not a spoiler since you probably should have watched my SSA videos or just learned for yourself. But the thing with the vines is it comes in really handy. You can see it kind of took a V formation there. But what I like to do if an enemy or an opponent in PvP is coming at me, I'll do the vines, get some damage, and then I'll just kind of start rapid firing. And then if I retreat, I always like to send the vines and then go from there. Now, just to showcase it to you, you get an idea for what they do. Pretty practical, but not a lot of damage singularly. 25 to 38, you probably think, yeah, I'll sneeze, I'm going to go the other path. Keep in mind there's 7 of them on each vine. If you had a horde of enemies, say like a bunch of Chompies and Greebles in one of the tougher arena challenges, where it's just kind of like quantity over quality type thing, you're sitting out 14 at 25. 25 4 is 100, so 12 would be 300. So you'd be sitting at about 350 damage from one move. And it's very quick, very efficient. So that's kind of where he is at there. So I'll go ahead and pull him, and we're going to go check out Thornhorn Camo. I'll have to actually see what level he's at, but bear with me here. It's good to see regular Camo back over here. My nephew likes to use him in battle mode sometime. Alright. Yeah, level 8, so I wasn't too far off there. But as you can see, Thornhorn Camo here. And we're now going to come in and document everything in our meticulous fashion that only myself and probably the greatest purists care about. So, base attack, that's all this guy's got right now. I've used him in some crazy difficult situations and he's box stock and he's never died. Sunblast. Oh, okay. Bad example, but you can pick up the great range there. 25, and if we ever saw a critical, it would be 38. Bear in mind, I've got the charms working against us, so it skews some of the numbers. It's a good thing that it's 39. It's just, not that efficient. Now, you remember what I showed you with Vine Virtuoso? 7 melons, 25 to 38, and 2 vines. 7 per vine. Check this out. This is what he has box stock. They're a different color. They're kind of like a yellowy melon. Looks like there are 4. I'm actually going to document that. 1 vine, 4 melons, and let's come over here. So 15, the critical would be 23, like you saw there. So 15 to 23. Now, we are ready with that to check out his base upgrade. So we're going to come over here. I apologize, I forgot to talk to Norm. And I have been playing Minecraft on the X-Pro, so I may inadvertently back out due to the A and B buttons. So we're going to come in here. Searing Sunblast, just 320. Sunblast do increased damage. Bear in mind, I have got the full complement of Winged Sapphires. We've got the biggest discount possible. I think we need, what, 12,220 to fully upgrade this guy? No, 12,088 with the discount is for the full upgrade. So, next up, Melon Fountain. Now, this one's important because it's going to be what the Melon Master path is based on and what the WoW POW ties directly into. So, Melon Fountain 448, press X to send melons flying everywhere. We're actually going to need to back out here and check everything out. So we'll start with the basics. Sunblast was doing 25 to 38. We're now doing 30 and 46. Of course, take away the charm, and that's 30 to 45. Nice increase there, 25 to 30, 38 to 45. Melon Fountain. Let's come over here in this patch of grass. I like this here. And now we're going to showcase it. So you get the idea. We've got 5 melons. They slowly grow up, and then they pop out. So I'm going to go ahead and we're going to call it 5 melons. And we're going to come over here and see what they do damage-wise. Oh, that was bad. Having a hard time. I keep looking at the wrong dummy. Let me try to position it where just one dummy will get hit. 60. 60, I'm guessing 60 is standard. So we're going to go ahead and just assume it is and call it 60 to 90. I thought I saw 92 mixed in, and again with the charm that may be correct. So, why did I not buy firecracker food? I was under the impression I'd done something else. We're still doing a good thing there. So let's get back in here, and my apologies for the stupidity. Pay attention to the speed of the vine. 4 of them and 162. Basically takes like 2 seconds to get out there. Alright, so now we're going to wrap things up here, kind of your final upgrades for the vine when you go Melon Master. Firecracker food for 576. Firecracker vines do increased damage. This will be their last increase without going Vine Virtuoso. And next up we have Vigorous Vines for 768. Firecracker vines move quicker and farther. Farther probably being the bigger deal than the quick, at least in my opinion. Alright, now, you gotta pick your path. Vine Virtuoso, which is what I showcased to you with the original green base SSA Camo, versus Melon Master, which the strategy guide says you need to take this path. So we're gonna go ahead and do what they say, mainly because I've never taken it. So I've waited for this day for quite some time. Further develop Camo's Melon Fountain abilities. And keep in mind, I was going to take this originally on the Wii, it's just it had that issue. Ring of Might. The Melon Fountain blasts out more melons. Let's go ahead and pick that up. We were sitting at 5 prior. Melon GMO. The Melon Fountain does increase damage. And yeah, you know what? Let's stop there. We'll pick those other 2 up to end that session. Alright, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to showcase the vines. Pay attention to how quick they are and how much farther they travel. Much quicker, much faster. Looked like 5 melons there. So firecracker food. I'm sorry, that would be Vigorous Vines. We're going to come in and put 1 vine, 5 melons. Further and faster. So hopefully that makes sense to you. And then that's one of those things you kind of wish would have tied in with, I don't know, the previous one, firecracker food, more damage, farther and faster. And then this slot would be open to maybe, I don't know, here's a thought, let the Searing Sunblast have 3 or even 2, you know, kind of wise off or something. Simple things like that, but that would make this guy an absolute... He already is a beast. That would just make him even more ridiculous. That said, what we're going to do now is check out the damage that we picked up with firecracker food. 20. Was that a 31 there? So, anyway, without the charm, we'd be sitting 20 to 30 on the damage numbers. Now, Ring of Might. We've increased the number of melons. We were sitting at 5. Let's go ahead and see what we've got now. Okay, that may take me some time to count, so bear with me. Is it 8? You know what? I've got an idea. Why didn't I think of that years ago? Alright, so we got 3 on each side, 6, 8. So it's gonna be 8. I cannot believe I just thought of that. Maybe it's because I'm filming it, just after midnight instead of 5 a.m. So, Ring of Might, you get 8 melons now. So go figure. Let's make sure they're still doing the 60 to 90. I'm not going to complain if it increased, and won't complain if it decreased either, because that's really crazy damage. So 60 to 90, I just wanted to do that in the odd case that the damage numbers did change a little. So now we're going to pick up Melon GMO. It's usually genetically modified organism. We'll see what happens. 1408 is the price. The Melon Fountain does increased damage. Let's pick that up. And I'll tie it in with the final one down, Melon Master. This was really what enticed me the most to take it, without the issue with the Wii. Melon Fortress 1920. This is what sounded really cool to me. Hold X to hide in the Melon Fountain, and release the button to send the melons flying. I can't remember now if you were like impenetrable basically in the Melon Fountain, if you could just take less damage or what, but it's gonna be cool and I'm gonna buy it right now. Alright, up next we have got Orbiting Sun Shield. Hold Y to create a Sun Shield Blast. Create 3 shields to gain a healing effect, 25-60. Again, the original life characters, Stump Smash floating in water, Camo doing this. Of course, you've got Stealth Elf, just does it automatically when health is low. They were some juggernauts in terms of just trying to kill them. Stump Smash, incredibly high health. But anyway, we're going to go ahead and pick this up. And I will make you wait on the Wow Pow. I have to wait to see it, and now you do too. Granted, most of you have probably seen it, but I'm old school. I don't like things to be ruined, so it'll be fresh for me. Alright, so what we're going to do now is see what the damage increase is on Melon GMO. 90. Wow. Alright, that was a 139 there. So keep in mind though, Melon GMO going to be 90 default, half of that's 45, on the 90 is 135. So 90 to 135. And now we're going to tie that in with Melon Fortress. But if we hold X... Oh, I did not know you could do that. Wow, that means I could like target enemies. If I had enemies on one side of me, say like camera side closest to you, take them out like that. You can spam the Y button too. That's really cool. And then, the ultimate question is if you can take damage in there or not. If I release X, they're just going to fly at will. So you can literally, maybe you've got, I don't know, crazy challenge going on, or nightmare mode, and you've got some golems about to kill you. You could execute the Soul Gem. There's number 1. That will damage enemies. There's number 2. And there's number 3. You can press and hold each time. Now note, he's going plus 13 there. The thing is, if I come in over here, we do 30 damage with them. So you could literally fire and hold, fire and hold, fire and hold, start your health regen, and then do this. And you gotta mash buttons, but I mean, it's pretty insane what you could potentially do down the Melon Master path. And this is why I wanted to take it to begin with. I had no idea you could manually knock the melons over. That's just a huge... Anything that allows me greater control, I am a huge fan of. Camo just got significantly cooler in my book, and he was already pretty dadgum cool. So, Melon Fortress, let's see here. Hide inside Ring of 8. Manually knock over. Can trying to make that shorter. I'll just leave it at that. I've showcased it to you here. I'll probably write about it on the post. So that's that Orbiting Sun Shield. Press and hold primary 3 times. I'm going to drop down now onto the Wow Pal line to talk about this. Press and hold Y 3 times. Plus... Wait. I've got to do it health plus 13 or it'll screw up since it's in a spreadsheet. Health plus 13. Orbs do 30. And I assume 45 if we ever did see a critical there. So, case in point, let's do one of them. I'm going to spit and hold 30. So, pretty cool stuff there, you know. And you can kind of just, I mean, if you got a lot of enemies and you can't do all three at once, you can have these two. Shoot off your mines, go into the Melon Fortress, or whatever you need to do. It's just a really cool thing to do. Obviously, they don't last forever, but you do get some time span out of them. Plus 13, that adds up pretty quickly. 7 times, you're sitting at 91. 8, you'd clip 100 at 104. Big thing now is going to be the Wow Pal. What's brand new, it's why you get Camo, aside from the fact he's awesome and has a sweet repose and you can switch past, it's the Wow Pal. $3,200 is the price with our discount. It is called Explosive Harvest. It looks sinister, it looks like Halloween, it looks like I would like it. Any melons can turn into explosive super melons and launch at enemies. Now, technically, seems like the firecracker vines have explosive melons, and that's a melon, but I'm thinking they probably mean tertiary only. But we're going to figure it out, and we're going to buy this. He is now fully upgraded down the Melon Master Path, complete with Soul Gem and Wild Pal. Looks like they did add the thorns to his horn there. I wasn't sure if they were going to do that or not. At least I don't think he had this prior. It's a very subtle change. But anyway, let's stand here and see what we can do. I'm just going to hold X and see if we can predict the efficiency here. 4 of the 8 are super melons. I wish I could change the camera angle for you. Interesting, you cannot manually move the super melons. But then they do that, which is wicked cool. Alright, we gotta document some of this. So, let me actually do it again and see if we get 4 of 8. That way we'll kind of know. 3 that time. 3 that time. 4 that time. 4 that time. 2 that time. 4 that time. 3. 4. So you get the general idea. I mean, 2 to 4 melons become super. Let's see if we can get some damage numbers here. 100. Okay, none of the auxiliaries hit. Alright, let's stay here. Good lord. That is insane. 2 to 4 melons become super. 100 to, I'd assume, 150 with secondary damage. 35 to 53. I'm gonna think that's correct, and I think there's really 3 chances to damage. There's 4 of 8 release. Initial hit would be 100. Second explosion, and then there's all those rolls, which it's really hard for me to figure out what's going on in real time. That was right by it. It blows up at 100. Wow. So 100 and 150. I'm gonna reword everything. 1 to 150. 100 to 150 initial hit. 100 to 150 secondary. 35 to 53 tertiary. That is crazy. I mean, that really is. Let me actually crop that out. For the simple fact, I'm trying to make this readable for you. I'm going to showcase the spreadsheet for you, but you get the idea. 35 to 53 tertiary damage. Alright. That is pretty awesome, if I don't say so myself. So Camo has improved significantly, and he didn't even need to. Interesting things, again, you can't manually move the super melons, but you can move the others. If you just let them deflate on their own, nothing happens. However, when you press, you hold, you release, they fly. Watch this one I'm standing by. It would have been 100. I'm going to actually add 35 to 53 tertiary damage from 4 shards. I think that'll make sense. I'm going to run you through it one more time. Basically, 2 to 4 melons. I've never seen 5, so essentially up to 4 super melons from the Melon Fortress become super melons. When you launch them, they do 100 to 150 damage on impact. Then they're going to sit still, deflate a little bit, explode. That explosion, if it's within range of an enemy, is 100 to 150. And then once exploded, it looks like they blow apart each into 4 chunks, or smaller melons, if you will. And those do 35 to 53 as best I can tell. Absolutely beastly is what we've got going on here with Camo. Now the ultimate question, is there a chance that the vines might have the pepper melons that do increase damage? Let's find out. Yes! Oh man! You know, I said that before we got it, or I guess right as we were getting it, and I didn't think it would happen, because generally when the game leads me to believe there could be something epic like that, that's not the case, and now it is. That is wicked cool. So there's 5 melons on the vine. We had 1 last time. Wow. 1 that time. 2 that time. Oh, wow, wow, wow. Okay. Explosive harvest. 2 to 4 melons become super. I'm gonna actually have to make some extra lines with Melon Master. And then what I'm gonna do is actually crop that out, and we're going to say 1 to 2 becomes super on Vine Virtuoso. Let's see if the damage numbers are the same, or they more accurately reflect like the 25 to 38 was it that we were dealing with. Let me expand my spreadsheet here. Get this column visible. Alright, so we left off, yeah, 25 to 38, so let's see what we're doing here. Dadgum, gotta back up so we can see everything. Nothing, this may take a while to document. $30, those are doing 35. That's insane. Trying to see what happens if you like direct hit something. Looks like it's 20, and then that's interesting. So 20. Okay, so here we go. 1 to 2 vines become super on Vine Virtuoso. 20 to 30 with 35 secondary and 35 tertiary after explosion. Crazy stuff. We fully documented it now. It's a little cumbersome to put into text format, but in the video I think it'll make perfect sense to you. All I can say is this guy is crazy. And bear in mind, I mean, you can do something like that and just go to town on enemies. So, Thornhorn Camo down the Melon Master path is super cool. Now, bear in mind, you could essentially take Vine Virtuoso, and when you're shooting out the 14, pepper melons, you're probably going to have a significant increase. If we get 4 out of 8, I mean, you could expect possibly 6 to 7 out of 14 total melons. So that's something to keep in mind. However, you don't get that big initial number, but you do get a nice second and tertiary, ironically, which is higher than the peppers of potency themselves, even when they take the form of an explosive melon. So all that's food for thought, literally, for you. I have to agree with the strategy guide, though. You probably want to take Melon Master in this case. Now, something I'd like to see is an upgrade path dedicated to the Sunblast. I think that would be really cool. Maybe double and then a tertiary, increased damage. Maybe like they automatically make the shield. Something along those lines would be pretty interesting. That said, I will quit rambling. That is Thornhorn Camo, fully upgraded, long video, but well worth the time. We're going to come in now and actually do Stealth Elf, and I'm sorry, Ninja Stealth Elf and Dark Ninja Stealth Elf. So stay tuned. You can follow me on Twitter, like me on Facebook, circle me on Google+, whichever you prefer. Make sure you are subscribed. That'll keep you up with all the latest. Tons more here, Swap Force content coming out, and Trap Team is not too far away.